Denny Schaefer. He's an idiot.
Well, hello, everyone. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Friday. It's a glorious Friday because we have a 3-day weekend. Yes. Monday, no work, although we will be doing a podcast. More on that later. Today is episode number 53. Yeah, I know. A lot of accolades going on for that. And by the looks of things, because we're sold out for June and almost sold out for July. So actually we could be. Anyway, so we're very excited and very thankful for that people give a rip about this podcast, because we went from just under 3,500 subscribers on DennyRadio on Facebook to over 4,000 in like 2 days. Yeah. Sharon did a short and it went viral, and we got from, like 410 new subscribers to DennyRadio. So I expect the numbers today for the podcast to be huge.
A half a million views
on the norm short that Sharon put together.
That's not including the reactions nor the shares.
It's awesome. Thank you, George Wendt fans and Norm. I'll tell you, he was a regular guy. That's why people loved him so much. All right, before we get rolling too far, here's today's topic. This is what we will be discussing. There's an app for everything.
There
outrageous
is.
apps and apps you wish we had, apps that we need that probably somebody's working on. I sent a text to our son today and I said, hey, this summer, how about start working on the DennyRadio app? And he's like, all right, I'll try. I said, I'll pay. That got his attention.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Of course.
I mean, would people download a DennyRadio app on their phones? Then they can just click on it, and there it is.
Boom,
right there.
It's right there. They
Yeah,
don't have to
everything
log
you
on
need.
Facebook or Instagram
Nothing.
or anything like
It's
that.
all right. I don't know. I guess if we ever get one done, whatever. Look at my fancy shirt. We got our merch store up.
Steve Manning is saying hello.
Stevie Manning, Steve IE from Minneapolis.
Yeah, Bemidji.
Bemidji. He lives in Bemidji now. Oh, Stevie, rooting for your Timberwolves, dude, but it doesn't look good. Oh boy, we go way back in the stories we could tell.
Oh, maybe Steve needs to be a guest on here at some point in time.
He knew my starter wife before I did.
Oh,
they were friends.
Okay.
And then I met him through her, and then him and I became very, very tight. So God bless you, Steve IE, because he's spelled his last name or his first name VIE for Steve. So I call him Steve IE.
Oh, well, right now it's just Steve.
I know. Maybe we were drinking.
Maybe he grew up.
No, could have been drinking. Who knows? That was a rough time in the 80s. Anyway, so there's our topic. And now
outrageous apps.
Our awesome sponsor, John Castillo and Castillo Funeral Home. What a handsome lad he is. And let's welcome him to the stage. And on the air, there he is.
Here I am.
Hello, John.
And of course, I'm sitting here in front of urns, so you can have your pick of urns. There's a bobber urn up to the top there for the fishermen.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they make a U of M urn?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
All right. Well, hold one of those, because one day, who knows, maybe soon.
Do you have people that actually make their own or bring one in that maybe was sentimental to the person?
A lot of times, always somebody in the family is a woodworker and wants to give me some dimensions of how big it needs to be, and we do that. A lot of times, people make their own, come up with their own things. Some people actually go to Hobby Lobby and find something they like and turn it into an urn.
That is pretty awesome. I mean, there's no specifications.
There's no rules to it at all.
No rules. Well, let's
no
hope
rules.
they decide to, regulate it, and say, well, it's got to be made by this kind of material, and here's the place you got to get it, and blah, blah, blah. You know how the government works.
No rules.
All right. So for people that don't know, when you're a sponsor on the show, and John is our longest running sponsor of the
John, yes.
DennyRadio podcast.
Yeah.
DennyRadio. So thank you for that, John. And I understand business is good.
Business is steady, quite steady. It just keeps on going. So, yeah.
Well, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
So
Everybody's going to die eventually.
Yep.
Yep.
And John's
Nobody gets out alive.
Nope.
Oh.
He's got that party room.
Is that your tagline? That should be.
No, celebrate life, Toledo. Anyway, when you sponsor DennyRadio or our podcast, you get a interview once a month. And so John is, this is something we started for May.
Right.
And so John is on for his. So business is good. And that's very cool that you have the earns there, because I bet a lot of people didn't know that you can get, what is if you even know this, what is the percentage of people that are going in a box and into the ground, and how many people are being cremated?
Well, yeah, all parts of the country are different. More in your rural country areas, you have more burials. But as far as cremation in the big cities, it's a higher percentage. I'm about 70% cremation. But a lot of times we have a full service where the person has a full service, go to church, have the mass, everything, and instead of going to a cemetery, goes to the crematory.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, we can do everything the exact same. It's just the final, as they say, disposition, whether it be burial or cremation. That's the only difference.
Well, what's the cost difference between cremation and casket?
When you're eliminating the cemetery cost, you're usually cutting it almost in half.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. The cemetery costs that much?
Yeah, I can do a full service. I can do a full service here with a cremation, with a casket and everything, and the cards and going to mass for right around $5,000, everything all together.
Yeah.
With the cemetery charges you have to buy a grave. A lot of times people don't have graves, but you have to buy a grave. You're looking at somewhere around maybe $1,500 to $2,000. Then in the city, they're charging close to $2,000 just to dig the hole. So that, and then you have where they have an outer burial container, a vault that the casket goes in at the cemetery, and that's a cemetery requirement. And those are around $1,500. So you're looking at right there's another $5,000. So it almost cuts it in half completely.
Wow. So if you just go fairly median as far as if you're doing a burial, you can spend anywhere from 12 to 15 grand.
Oh, easily.
And that's not including a party.
Not including the party. No, not at all.
Wow.
Not at all.
So I have two-parted question, but the first thing I want to ask you, and this is kind of gruesome. Did you see the video of the funeral where they went to the graveside and the men were carrying the casket to put it on over the hole, and the entire thing collapsed and they all fell in?
Yes.
How does that happen?
First of all, I've seen some people discussing that earlier today, honestly, and they said that, that person wasn't big. That was an oversized casket.
Oh.
And there was indications of that casket, and you could see that it was an oversize. Not that it was not an excuse, but when they got to the grave, they put boards around the grave, and those boards
weren't strong enough.
They weren't. One is not strong enough. It's not supported, and many times, a good cemetery, the workers there will tell you, we're not going to do this at the grave because it's collapsing. And they test it all the time. That should have never happened.
Yeah.
That really falls on the cemetery itself, because they should never.
So somebody got really hurt though. One of the guys that
underneath
fell on him, and he got really hurt.
Well, if it's an oversized casket.
Unbelievable. Was there a second part to that? question?
No, that wasn't my 2-part question. So here's my 2-part question.
Okay.
What should people be doing now to prepare for a funeral? And what's the first thing you do when you get a phone call for a family?
Okay. Let me address the first thing. Families should be putting information together, statistical information. And I say that because the death certificate, the funeral homes do the death certificate. That's our job to the state of Ohio. We have to do the death certificate. And a lot of people don't know grandma's social security number or grandma's mother's maiden name. And all that information has to go on the death certificate. So statistical information, if you talk to your funeral director, of course you talk to me, I'll tell you what information you need to gather. Also the information for an obituary, because things people think about and then they forget when the time comes. There's so much on their mind. They just lost a loved one. I always say, if you're preparing anything, put some of the things that you want to make sure you said in your obituary, put it on a piece of paper, put it with the information for the family. And when somebody does pass, always the first thing I wanted to tell a family is time is not of the essence. Let's take your time to think about it, because these decisions that you're making are anywhere between, let's just say, $5,000 and $15,000 decisions. And when people are making it haphazardly and rushing into things, it's just not good all the way around. And it makes it life on the funeral director, I don't want to say difficult, but we don't want to be that guy that, it looks like you wanted to scam them and wanted to take so much money. But I want people to, they have some time to make some decisions. They have some time to plan the services and the services that they want for their loved one. So I think that taking time is a big thing that I like to tell families. Okay, you have to grieve a bit before we start making any type of decisions. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Was that both questions answered?
Yeah. Well, but that's so right though, because you're so emotional anyway, typically, that, and all of that stuff goes by quickly and it's a blur. And sometimes you feel like you weren't even in attendance,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I always like to, I don't want to say there's scam artists out there, but in every industry there are. And they are people who take advantage in every industry. And many times the ones that get me is when, let me put it this way. If we go buy a house, we go take a look at the house, we go through the house, and that's a huge purchase. We buy a car, we take it for a test ride. We enroll our kids in school. That's a huge purchase there. So we're going to go through the school and see what it's like before we send them there. The funeral could be the next most expensive thing you ever purchase for a loved one. And the people that call on the phone, hey, how much is this? How much is that? You don't know what you're getting for. You should go in, sit down with a funeral director, go through everything so you know exactly what you're getting. The haphazard phone calls are the ones that people get scammed because they don't know what they're getting. And when the time that gets there, we didn't charge you for this and we didn't charge you for that. We're charging you now. And they're already there. And they're not willing to make a change to another funeral home because mom has already been brought here. So you have to be a smart consumer, and a smart consumer is not on the phone making decisions of thousands of dollars just by basing it on a phone call.
That's why you prepay for your funeral, right? You can do that right now.
You can either prepay, come in and sit down, find out what is necessary. You don't have to make a decision to what funeral home. You can tell the funeral, we would like to come in and talk to somebody before we make a final decision, where if the person's at a hospital or at hospice or even at the coroner's office, you can take your time and make a decision. But
that's great analogy, but definitely awesome advice, to interview.
As we're all
check them out.
As we're all getting older. So
yes, as we are all getting older.
All right. Have you ever had a body move after it was dead and it was at your funeral home and it was just you and the body in the room and all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, I think I just saw that dude breathe?
Never breathe, but I've seen fingers move. But that's more because of the tendons. You can tell that's just very slightly. I've seen that happen.
So the first time that happened, did you freak out?
Yeah, I was at the time. I was like only 18 or 19 years old, and it was like, yikes! And I always said, if somebody gets up, I'm out. I'm not in this business no more. Done.
Yeah.
Well, that
I'm
would have
still
been.
here. I'm still here. So
I mean, I remember at my grandmother's kneeling at her coffin, and she had on like a accordion type dress, from the waist to the collar.
Mm-hmm.
But I swear I saw the chest move and it freaked me out. Well, one of my sisters came and knelt next to me and I told her, and she's like, she kind of blew me off, and all of a sudden it did it again. And we both like freaked out. And then she's like, oh, it's probably just the fan or whatever. I'm telling you, I don't know.
So have you ever had outrageous requests? Like, what I want to do is be in a box, and then unless I look horrible. But my vision is I'm in a casket at your place. Everybody comes, lots of sobbing, all of that. And I would like a fart machine put in. So like every 8-10 minutes, have a nice rip go.
I will be happy to do that for you.
Has anybody ever done that?
Not that. No, not okay. That. Have so you'd be unique, and that would be a good one. Yes.
All right. Well, I own that one. So don't let anybody else do it.
Your son would be more than happy to do the fart machine.
Oh, Josh would be the one with the remote.
Oh, he would wait for some old lady to be walking by and he'd rip one.
It'd
make
be
it
awesome.
Look like it came from her.
Are you kidding me? People
would just breathe.
No, I mean, in the coffin. So it sounds like it's coming from me. That's what
all
I'm talking
that hot
about.
Air still coming out.
I want it there. So when people come up and kneel and say their prayers and all that, and all of a sudden it, just rips one. And Josh, I mean, because it's going to lighten the mood, because that's going to be a horrible, sad, tragic day for not only Toledo, but the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Whatever you say, whatever you think.
John.
All right, Johnny. Thank you for being our best sponsor. Thank you for sponsoring our longest. You're going to be on for June and hopefully many months more.
Yes.
Obviously, CelebrateLifeToledo.com has been scrolling across the bottom. It does every Friday. Like John said, don't wait. Call them. Go in and see them.
Yeah, come and see me. As you can see, I t-shirt and jeans on. I'm not going to look down upon anybody. Just come on in. I live here, so. If you need to talk to somebody in the middle of the night, I have gotten up and talked with a family in the middle of the night when they had some questions.
Wow.
It's unconventional, but that was the only time they could meet me. So,
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Lodo Joe would like to know, do you have group rates?
Group rates? Like all in one family? Maybe we can work something out if ever a family sets up a pre-arrangement for like 4 of them or something. Yeah.
All right. Maureen says blade obits cost way too much. You guys, don't you promo a different website where people can go to put it?
Yeah. Right now that's on a hiatus. I mean, it's still operating, but we're trying to get some legs and have a new strategy to get it going for the Funeral Directors Association of Northwest Ohio. But the blade obits, my average is usually anywhere between $400 and $1,000 per day. So yeah, you got to
wait a minute.
For an obituary?
You put an obituary in for a day and it can be $400 to $1,000 depending on how many words.
Yeah, and the blade.
Words and or a picture, right?
And a picture. Yeah, you put a picture into.
If you put a picture in, that's more.
I don't understand people paying that kind of money. And some of the pictures they put up are just like grainy, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. I mean, I can't blame the newspaper. I can only say families sometimes say this is Dad's best picture, and it's like, really? I don't know. But yeah, it's expensive. And with most funeral homes, I do not charge to put an obituary on my website, and that can be shared through any social media, and that's totally free. And you can put whatever you want in there in that aspect, and you don't have to worry about it. A lot of times there's some things that are inappropriate that people want to say. I shouldn't say inappropriate. Things that you don't want to see in the newspaper, but they're willing to put it online. And some people, that's okay.
Okay.
And with social media anymore, I mean, who needs the blade?
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying. So, yeah.
Yeah, if people want to do the blade, fine and dandy, that's fine. But this can be shared a lot faster than a newspaper and get around to everybody that the person knows through Facebook or Instagram or X, Twitter, whatever. So,
Maureen just adds, pre-plan your obituary photo so you're looking good.
There you go.
there you go. Yeah, that would be a good one.
Oh.
Yeah, put things aside. People come in all the time and put things aside. Hey, could you put this in my file, this picture? This is what I want. Or here's some of the obituary that I wrote. This is what I want. And another important thing I never touched on is if you were a veteran, and of course we're coming up on Memorial Day, if you're a veteran, get your DD 214. That is your discharge papers. And it's called a DD 214. And get a copy to your funeral director. We need that for the death certificate. Requires any information from that on the death certificate. A lot of times people don't have it, so we just have to leave it blank. But any type of funeral honors from whatever branch the person was in, you have to have a DD 214 to get those honors. So, yeah, get that to your funeral director.
Awesome.
All right, good info.
All right, Johnny. Great
Thank
info.
you.
Thank you so much. Have a blessed Memorial weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
I look forward to seeing you at the disco party.
2
That's
weeks.
right, John.
2 weeks, right? From today?
2 weeks from today. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got some special stuff planned too. So
Fantastic.
people.
Hey,
Okay.
my funny video at the end of the podcast is for you today, Johnny, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But
Thank you.
I know you have an appointment, so.
Yeah.
All right, John. Thanks for going on, my man. Have a great day.
Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Johnny Castillo, ladies and gentlemen. A wonderful sponsor. Awesome human being. All right, we have some trivia. What is our trivia question for today?
Today.
What song includes the line in a bar in Toledo? I know this song.
Who sings it?
I know
in a bar
that
in Toledo.
as well.
What is Terry saying? When my mom passed a few years ago, the funeral director and home where my mom was at was so helpful. They made process easy and unstressful. Yep.
You ready for me to answer the trivia question? Because I'm very excited. I know one.
Are you?
Yep.
Denny's career highlights on VHS.
I love it. Lodo Joe, we got something special for you, dude. She is correct. She is correct.
All right,
It is
let's
Kenny
hear it.
Rogers. And you've picked a fine time to leave me, Lucille.
Right here.
Oh, she's got it. You can only play like 2 seconds of it because it'll, we get dinged. I know. Oh, we're going to get in trouble.
I know we're going to get.
In a bar in Toledo.
There it is. Cut it.
I can't get cut off.
Sorry. Anyway,
Yeah.
Kenny, R.I.P., my man.
Oh. Now I got to turn my volume back down.
Oops. There you go.
Yep.
All right. Good one.
I heard that on Glass yesterday.
Glass FM.
Yep.
Yep. A fine Cumulus radio station.
Yeah.
WXKR HD2. And right there is the most advertising they've ever gotten.
They're so good. I love them.
I do too.
I mean,
goofy.
it's like throwback to my life.
I mean, the signal,
Carpenters, Anne Murray, Helen Reddy.
Frank Sinatra every now and then.
Oh my gosh. Sad Eyes came on the other day. I
Okay,
cranked it up.
All right, I can pass on that one. Is that Robert John?
Yeah, is he a one-hit wonder?
Yeah, I believe so. The signal blows. It's worse than the ticket, but if you're willing to wait through the dropouts, it's not bad.
Jenny Rogers.
Yeah, it's Kenny.
Kenny.
Lodo
Oh, look
Joe.
at everybody playing though.
I know.
Marine.
Picked a fine time to leave by Jolly
Mary.
Rogers.
Yeah. Did I
Yeah.
win?
Did I win?
No, that's
You
just the trivia question.
Yep, you win our accolades. All right. Speaking of Lodo Joe, he's kind of mysterious, but I was looking through my phone the other day and lo and behold, I found a picture when Lodo Joe came into the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, there he is. Man, Lodo Joe.
AKA LD DJ.
That's him. Anyway, what a handsome lad he is. Hope you had fun last night with your wife instead of with me and Chris and some of the listeners. Just saying.
Oh, goodness.
I actually had a really good night last night because all I did was got a good workout in and watched the Tigers, although they lost. Watched the Walleye, who just totally dismantled KC. Saturday night, they could clinch, which would be awesome. And then I watched NBA basketball, the West, the finals. So, but you had a very busy day.
And Denny's discovered that our screen now goes until multi-view. So instead of channel flopping from one to the other, he can watch all four
at the same time.
Like, that's all we needed.
That's the best thing Buckeye Cable does. Stream TV, multi-screen, boom, multi-picture, whatever it's called. It's awesome. Anyway, and your day.
Yes, my day. I went up to Ann Arbor to thrift with the boy.
Is that right across the street from the golf course?
Yep.
We parked there one time.
I know. We had our little
We had our little pregame tailgate in that parking lot years ago.
Yeah. So we went and, because this is the first time he's officially living on his own, and he didn't have anything other than the pots and pans and the kitchen trash. I don't know. I had dishes somewhere for him, but maybe Olivia took them all. She has his microwave, FYI.
What?
Apparently we gave her his microwave.
To borrow, not to use forever.
It's in the music office, and it's got to stay there according to her.
No, it doesn't.
So
it's not her. She doesn't own it.
Well,
Bring it home, Olivia.
He just needs it for the summer.
I know, and she's not. There's no school in the summer, so she doesn't need it.
But anyway, and then I had my brows done.
Oh, wait a minute! You look like a nun. You look like you're wearing.
Well,
a habit.
I got a little wrap around my head.
Let me see here. Hold on a second.
And
look at me for a second. Okay, they look better now.
Well, here's why.
Go back to that picture.
So I went in to see my girl Brittany, and I get my brows waxed. And if you never have, I would highly suggest it. And as we age, we tend to get sparse brows from like here on down.
That's why women draw it on, you're not fooling anybody.
Yes, so she will actually dye them. And so that's why it looks so like overwhelmingly on that bottom picture.
Right. You look like you're ready to go to the Greek American Fest.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Lodo Joe's laughing right now.
But anyways, there is nothing like getting a brow tint. I'm telling you, self-care is the best.
Is a brow wax better than a massage?
Well, it's two totally different things.
Okay, but
because then I got a facial after that.
Okay.
So, and it just, so next week, because she's our Wednesday sponsor, I have a time-lapse video of my full facial that she gives. And she does. Exciting. She also, I can tell. She gives men facials too.
Okay. How about a butt rub? No.
So for a brow tint, $25 to get your brows waxed, $30. I mean, and when you get I feel it frames your whole eyes. Like I can go without eye makeup, and I feel confident.
You look good today, as you do every day.
So yeah,
saved it. She's our Wednesday sponsor. What's the name of her place? It's in Levis, right?
Touch and Glow.
Studio.
Glow. Yep.
Studios.
Mm-hmm.
Levis Square.
Levis Commons in Perrysburg. Yep.
Yeah, Levis Square. That's downtown Toledo. Levis Commons is in Perrysburg.
Levis Commons.
Yeah.
Levis Square. Oh yeah. I
believe it is. Okay. Yes. Okay. What else we got? Lodo Joe, LOL. I'm assuming he was LOLing his picture. I'm guessing. I don't know. Self-care is so important. Yes, it is, Nurse Terry. Oh boy, so many jokes in my head. Yes, leave him alone. As did I.
No wonder he listens to your show, because you two are on the same wavelength.
He's like my brother from another mother.
You can take anything and pervert it, basically.
That's called being a guy.
That's called being you.
No,
not every guy is that way.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Okay, you didn't grow up with brothers. Okay, your brother.
I've been around guys,
and I've been with your brother Tom. He laughs and makes crude jokes just like I do, because he is a male. That's just what we do. Yeah. Trust me.
I'm not trusting you.
Well, you can keep living in naive land
Mm.
all you want.
Hey, so I know we're doing outrageous apps today.
If we have time.
What is this outrageousness?
Wait a minute. Is that the Mackinac Bridge?
Yes, they are. You
Sunday,
can
May
enter
25th,
to
it's the
win.
last you can enter for 3 chances to win a tour to the top of the Mackinac Bridge. Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome.
Heck no.
Oh, I would do that in a New York
Oh my
minute.
gosh, you'd blow off. How do you
Well,
even get up there?
Oh, the
Steps?
You climb up through the thing.
First of all, you'd have to be in enough great energy to be able to climb all those stairs
Yeah,
up.
I mean, yeah, it would take a while.
Give me a helicopter ride to the top.
Public
I would
sector
not.
consultants conducting a survey for the Mackinac Bridge Authority regarding the economic contribution. Okay, what does that mean? The information you share is okay. I don't know what that is.
I don't know, but you can fill out a survey and win. No.
Oh, I would do that in a second.
Oh my gosh.
Can you send me that link?
It's on Facebook.
Okay.
It's on
That could be fun.
Mackinac Bridge. Something. I don't know. Anyway. All right.
Oh, I love it when I have floaters in my water. Anywho, all right. What else? Got any other pictures, or are we rolling into the topic?
No, we're gonna go into the topic.
All right. Where do you want to start? Outrageous apps. There's apps for pretty much everything. I actually have a list of some apps that we don't have, which I think could be helpful and beneficial.
Oh boy.
No, they're not. No, none of them are dirty and perverted because we don't do that kind of podcast. If it was my radio show, then we'd have those.
Here is a outrageous app.
Okay, go.
Pimple Popper. A game where you can pop virtual pimples. Now, why on earth would anyone? I can't even watch Dr. Popper on the TV. I see that title and I am like, why? Why?
Do you know who has that app?
Brittany from Touch and Glow.
Trisha Courtney.
It is so disgusting.
She has that app because she loved that TV show, whatever it was, Dr. Pimple Popper or whatever it was.
That's what it is.
Okay, well, she's got it because she used to love that show. She couldn't stop herself from watching it.
Do you remember when we first moved down to Atlanta, which congratulations to Johns Creek, Georgia, number one place to live in our country. And we lived there.
We did.
R.I.P. But when we first moved down there,
Couldn't afford it now. Not even close.
Josh got stung by fire ants. Well,
He did.
who heard of fire ants when you're living up north? And then it got infected. It got abscessed. And it was, do you remember how big it was?
It was so gross.
I had to drive him down to the children's hospital. They kept him overnight. And I remember the one nurse was so excited because the doctor asked her to come in so she could pop it because it was like a big fat pimple. She was so excited.
That was
because
fun.
He knew she'd love to do that stuff.
The first week we were there, we're in, emergency, and Josh is in the hospital and working for iFart back then. And I'm like, hey, is my insurance kicked in? Because we're in the emergency room right now.
Terrible.
Don't worry about it. We'll make sure everything's okay. And they did, which was nice.
That's a story for another time because
It is.
you and Olivia, whatever.
I don't remember.
Oh, I remember all of it.
Of course you do, as a woman.
No, it's funny.
Okay.
It's all part of the
Good.
being in Atlanta for 48 hours, our first 48 hours.
Oh, the mover guy broke his shoulder. That guy?
Yeah, we'll talk
Okay.
about that another day.
That I do remember. Okay. Sharon's editing the show. That's okay.
No, because
All right, what's
we're
next?
already at 34 minutes.
Yep. We got to keep rolling.
Okay, so one of the outrageous apps that you can get access to now is what your baby is going to look like before the baby is born. So last night at 11:15, while you were sawing them off, this is what I was working on. So I did 4 different.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. How do you know what a baby looks like when it's still in your belly?
This app projects what your baby is going to look like. Watch.
Based on what?
Watch. Just watch.
Okay.
So here I am.
There you are.
So
look at you.
Took our wedding pictures. They are very grainy, but I thought we'll try it. So that's what our child supposedly would look like.
Like our son?
I think
a boy or a girl?
I think daughter. I put daughter.
That's a daughter?
And so then I went to our current phase of life. I'm like, okay, let's see
Let's try
what
that.
nope.
Not even close.
Nope.
Nope.
So then
She
I'm
looks like
like,
she's a beautiful Dutch girl.
well, and they all have kind of the same teeth. So then I'm like, okay, let's go real young when we were dating. Let's see what kind of app
Is this a free app, I hope?
this baby will.
All right, there
look
you
like.
are. There's me.
So then I zoomed in on
look
your
at me
face.
getting it done. Sorry. Okay, that's a little closer.
She's a little closer to Olivia, I'd say.
I would say. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say, yeah.
Okay.
I would.
And
She
then
got those bags from me. Bags under their
and
eyes.
then I went way back.
Like way back?
Like way back.
Like before we dated?
But I'm like,
Yeah, I
she
know what
kind
that-
of maybe looks adopted. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a cool app, though.
So yeah, because I don't think any of those
That's-
kids looked like either one of these two.
That's my all-time favorite picture of Josh.
Mr. No Neck.
Mr. No Neck Josh. There's Olivia.
Well, Olivia doesn't have a neck there either.
I know, but still, that picture of Josh is classic.
I know it is.
I love that. He hates it. I love it.
I know.
What a tub of goo.
Yeah. So
now
anyways,
he's long and lean and slender.
yeah. So you put in you and your significant other's pictures.
Yeah.
And it, so
But it's wrong. So
yeah,
there you go.
it didn't come close. So on that one.
But if you're young, Gen Z or whatever, early millennial.
But aren't you going to be disappointed if the baby doesn't come out looking like that?
Yeah, but it's still fun. It's funny to go, hey, here's what our baby's gonna look like when you're pregnant. If it's a boy, it's gonna look like this. The girls, you have something to show around, put out on social media. I'm sure it's a hit.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
What do you got?
I got apps that they haven't invented yet. This one I like. Okay. And you could probably do this to an extent now, but it would take a lot of work. So it's an app. It's a mood monitoring app, an app that lets you rate your day, look for patterns that affect your mood. You would be able to add and evaluate activities, locations, events that took place during the day. The idea is the app will analyze your past activities and will look for patterns. Based on that, it'll give you suggestions on how to improve your mood. That is awesome.
That's an app that's already developed?
No, they
Not
haven't developed it yet.
Okay.
And I think it's a great idea because, first off, two things influence our moods more than anything. Do you know what they are?
Sleep and food.
Sleep and food. There they are. So
sunshine lately for me.
Oh, was that glorious this morning out there praying on the catio? Oh, thank you, Lord. I haven't seen the sun in 5 days? Anywho, and now it's all cloudy out. Anyway, then you can recognize where you went wrong on different days and make corrections there. If you can, in this app, you put in what you ate that day, how much sleep you got, different scenarios, situations, people you ran into, neighbors, coworkers, whatever, and then judge your mood throughout the day. And then I'm assuming at the end of the day, you look back and you grade it. Then it'll show patterns of like where your day went wrong. And it could have been what you had for lunch, could be an interaction you had with your significant other, who knows? And then you can eliminate those and have better moods. I like that. Okay.
Here's one. The poop map.
I like it. Where a place to poop?
Let you track and share the locations of your bowel movements with friends. There's a leaderboard.
That's different.
There's a leaderboard.
You mean like there's a like a Michael Jordan of the poop app, like the GOAT?
Like if you tracked how many you had here and there, you could be number one on the leaderboard.
I'm once a day. That's not really, that doesn't put me in super poopdom, does it?
I'm just telling you
Okay.
what an app.
I thought it was
There's an app.
places to
Poop
go
map.
poop, but I think that one already exists. How about
There's
this?
places I poop. That's another app similar to the poop map. Can't believe you don't have those on your list.
That's funny. Well, these are ones that haven't been invented. That is. How about this one? Parking spot locator app. I love this one. It's a mobile app that helps you find free and paid parking spots at your location. It would use GPS, webcams, location, and parking data in real time to find free and paid parking spaces nearby. Isn't that brilliant? I mean, you go up online, you can find out, like if you're going up to Little Caesars Arena for a concert or whatever, or if you're going to, wherever in the big city, yeah, you can find places to pre-park, pay, and you have a spot when you get up there. Well, what about when you get up there and you can say, all right, find me a free parking spot.
Free
Parking
around
spot.
Chrysler in Ann Arbor.
Well, yeah.
Detroit, anywhere? No,
you're
there's
going to be
no
walking.
such thing.
You're going to be walking 5 miles. Now, you wouldn't walk that far because once you get on the city streets, but whatever, I think that's a good one. Local party and event app, a party and event finder app that collects all the available events from different platforms into one place from sources like Facebook, meetup.com, couch surfing, I don't know what that is, etc. It'll give detailed information about the requirements, entry information, time, and venue. So it's like, well, it's a Friday night. You're like, what do you want to do? What are we in the mood for? I'd like to hear some jazz. Is there any jazz events going on? Oh, I'd like to, let's see what all the events are happening this weekend. And you click the app and it tells you everything that's happening. That's a great idea.
Like a Toledo app.
Well, there's events Toledo. I mean, there's places like that, but not in the palm of your hand where it's easy to access and get information and, probably have ticket information and maybe even buy tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there you go.
Here's one. A Yo app. Y-O.
Yo.
An app whose sole function was to send the word yo to your friends.
Okay, that's ridiculous. That actually.
No, it's outrageous.
It is outrageous. It exists, people.
It got VC funding.
I don't know what that is.
Value City? I don't know.
VC?
Mm-mm.
I don't know. All right, expiration date tracking app. The idea provides a solution to spoiled milk. I don't think I've ever had spoiled milk.
Well,
I mean, since I first had my apartments, because I'm a detailed person. It's like, okay, I got to make sure that I finish this because if not, it's going to go bad. I don't know. But anyway.
Don't you just smell it and then say, hey, smell this. It smells bad.
Actually, what you do is you pour it into a cup, then you smell it because what you're smelling a lot of time is the container and sometimes the milk is fine.
Well, when you pour it out and that's usually an indication too.
When it's chunky, yeah, that's a good one. Let's see. So anyway, it's basically, it tells you when your food in your fridge is going to expire.
Let's see here. We got some Kathy, $80 to park at Ford Field.
What?
Wow.
To see Jelly Roll?
Yeah, $80.
Holy cow. But man, wait.
What?
So hold on, but go back to Kathy. So you were there when Eminem came out because Jelly Roll did Lose Yourself and Eminem came out and sang it with him.
I know. And then he kind of took it over. Like
Did
it was
he?
his concert. Yeah, he started walking down the catwalk ahead of Jelly Roll. He's like, let's hear for Jelly Roll, everybody.
Well, yeah.
It's like it was his
it's
concert.
his hometown.
And he needs to pull his pants up. You're a grown-ass man.
It's like, dude, really? How old
But
is
I love
Eminem?
that.
How old is that
I
dude?
don't know. Let's keep going, though. Let's stay, because
Okay.
we're already 42. Let's see. Public restroom in your area app. That's a good idea.
I like that.
Kathy was there. Yes, so cool.
It was so cool. Okay.
What is Tommy saying?
Tommy Outwell. Overheard two women at McDonald's talking about how fake men were. Both had enough makeup on to paint a 56 Cadillac, fake nails, both had on slimming garments. Interesting thought patterns. Yes, it is.
But
there's no app for women.
Were
Tommy.
their brows done?
It looked as awesome as yours?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah. Holly's saying happy Friday.
Oh, I know, Holly. It's going to be awesome. We're going to see a movie tonight. So excited. What's he saying? How about an app that tells you what it is exactly your wife is arguing with you about? Not even AI can figure out that one. I'm with you on that, dude.
You know what? Call between 2 and 4 on the sports show. Men bashing women. Because this is very much a 50-50 male versus female audience, just so you know.
Right. And every male that is married to a woman would agree with me and Lodo Joe. Sometimes it can be challenging to figure out what you're really ticked off about.
Here's an app. Here's another app that I came across. It guesses your age.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on,
way.
look at.
What's it going to say?
It's analyzing me.
Oh, I thought it was me. 30.
It's the brows.
It's got to be. Oh, what's me? 51.
Hey, you're
All right,
51.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, we're only now
I'm
19 years apart as opposed to 7.
I'm 15 years younger looking, and you were 29.
And looking fine.
Wow.
So here's another one. This is the When You Die app. So let's play this one over.
Oh, there's volume.
Yeah, so this is you. No, because
How often would you visit your doctor? Do you suffer from any kind of?
So I went through and I answered these questions for you.
Okay.
And I
Surround yourself
edited
with
it.
people.
Yeah.
How many of your grandparents live past 75?
You got.
Did you know the answer
more
about
years.
my grandparents?
Yeah.
'Cause neither of my grandfathers made it. One was 51, the other was 48.
I think I did.
But my grandmothers lived, but I don't come from a long list of men that lived
right
long.
there. I think I did 1 to 2.
1 to 2 what?
How many of your
Oh, of my
grandparents
4?
live past?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I
that's-
did 1 to
that's
2.
good. Yeah, that works.
Okay. So
Both of the women did, the men did not.
so then I did mine.
Okay. Same deal.
Oops, hold on. Oh. How many broken, so I actually did mine a couple times.
Why, you didn't like the results?
No,
So this
Because-
says how long you're going to live?
right. Because it asks you different. So it was 87, but I took another one, 93, which is the exact age of my dad. And my mom was 94. My dad was 2
Well, the
days
first one
shy
you took
of
was
94.
87.
Right.
Okay, and then 93. What am I? What's my?
You were 69.
That's when I'm going to die?
Yeah. You only got a few years left.
Wait a minute. Let me see that again.
John, get ready.
I didn't see 69.
He's coming for you, John.
Ah,
Right there. Did you see it?
no.
Okay. Oh
It
my
says
gosh, your
start test.
eyesight's bad.
Start test.
All right, hold on. I know.
Can
I
you
gotta
run it
back
again
it.
or
Hold
no?
on. I gotta back it up a little bit, and then I'm gonna have to pause it.
I'm okay with that, man. Being in heaven in 3 years.
Right there. Denny
Denny
died
died,
age
age
69. John, he's
69.
coming for you. Make room.
Well, you're the one who's going to have to deal with that, not me, because I'll be.
Are you gonna prepare for your own funeral?
Well, I'll tell you
I don't
what,
have the money.
here's-
I'm on a budget.
Here's the thing. If I get a terminally serious illness or like, okay, this is God's taking me out. Boom. He's one of my first calls. It's like, all right, what do I got to do to pay for this? Have everything ready while I'm still, But if it's something sudden in my sleep, good luck to you. I want it at Castillo Funeral Home. I want to be cremated. And I want you to find a guy who rolls cigars and roll me up in a cigar with tobacco. Don't make it gross. Make it a fine tasting cigar. Just sprinkle a little Denny in there. And then you sit around and smoke me.
Can you imagine looking at your final tab for your funeral? Cigars.
Right.
Uh,
People will bring
are you
cigars.
so cigars, a box for your cremation,
Right?
and a fart machine.
Yes. There you go.
Okay.
That seems low budget, people.
Let's see here.
69. Wow. So you have a chance to get married and
Northern
change some other
Territory.
man's life, honey.
Wait. Yeah, that ain't happening. Wayne, good
I know.
afternoon, guys. Listen from the Northern Territory, just relaxing. Good for you.
Oh, dude, he's up there in
Yeah.
Kalkaska. Oh, that's God's country, pal. That's
Lynn,
awesome. I'll be up in Traverse City, or we will be up in Traverse City in August.
Yes, thank you,
August.
Lynn. Have a great Memorial weekend.
You too.
We're
And-
actually planning and talking about our Monday show.
Yeah. So
So-
we're going to do a Memorial Day show. So we will be on noon on Memorial Day. And it's not really happy
break.
Memorial Day because it's a in remembrance kind of thing.
Yeah.
They put an email out at work. No one says happy Memorial Day on the air. It's not happy.
You just said it.
It's a day. No, I'm telling you what the email said.
Oh.
It's a day of observance, of memory and thinking and pausing and being grateful for everything we have because of the vet.
Okay.
There you go.
Bill is saying Willie Nelson's just roll me up, smoke me when I die.
There it is. Willie.
Traverse City, about 45 minutes from my house. You need to stop by.
I love it. Yeah, I don't
Um,
come that way. I go up 115. I go up through Cadillac that
So-
way. If I go 75, then I cut across and I go right through Kalkaska.
So let's end on this app,
Okay.
outrageous app.
All righty.
Oh my gosh, I can't even say it. Demotivational.
Okay. It's not motivational. It's
It's
demotivational.
demotivational.
Okay.
Shows you pictures designed to demotivate you.
Okay. This
Because
is like in place of our funny video.
no, that's an app.
Okay.
That's an app. a demotivational app
Okay.
that shows you pictures to demotivate you.
Okay.
Because
Are we going to
Umi is
see?
positivity.
Are we going to see pictures?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Do-
that's. I mean, all you got to do is scroll and doom scroll. TikTok or whatever.
There you go.
Yeah, I know.
There's your demotivation.
69. What is it? It
Okay.
is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Okay.
Are you ready to go? That's the question.
All right.
I am.
Here is
Funny video time.
funny video.
All right.
Get the volume up a
Then
little
we're
bit.
out.
Okay.
I don't know where it's coming in.
Okay.
So
Miss your loved ones? Worry not. I have a solution for you. Encase their bodies in resin so they can be with you forever. We have several options of coffee table or a dining table. Or maybe you just want them underneath your bed.
I love that. Is that real?
Miss your loved ones? Worry not. I have a solution for you. Encase their bodies in resin so they can be with you forever. We have several options of coffee table or a dining table. Or maybe you just want them underneath your bed.
That is what I want now.
What about Greta, who's in the coffee table like it's water and her head's above it?
Yeah, that is hilarious. People are so creative.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
It's morbid, but it was funny.
Thank you, John Castillo. You are awesome.
Yes.
And everybody be safe this weekend. A lot of stuff going on. If you're traveling, travel mercies, man, because they say, I thought I saw 45 million people are going to be traveling or something crazy. Numbers are going to be up.
Yeah.
Not us. I mean, we're going to Fallen Timbers to watch the Tom Cruise movie. That's about it. Hey, Steve Peach, enjoy the weekend, y'all.
Yep,
Steve,
too.
are you coming to the disco party? Text me.
And then Monday we're going to record something specifically for Memorial Day, correct?
We will have something on for noon.
Yeah.
Either it's going to be a recorded thing or maybe live. Who knows?
Oh my gosh, I had a dream last night that you were so mad about something, like you were in a grumpy mood and you refused to do the podcast and you up and just walked out and left me doing it. And it was in my parents' old house and you were around the corner, like where Dad's computer used to be in there.
Yeah.
And you were like gruff and just kind of yelling. You were just being a baby and you would not come. And then I finally just shut it down and left. I just got up and walked too.
Well, let's hope that never happens.
But not on Monday.
Nope.
So,
all right. Share
All
the
right,
podcast, people. It's very important. Go to the merch store, buy some of our stuff. We'd be flattered to get a cool shirt like this.
see y'all.
Denny Schaefer. He's an idiot.